Hello, my name is Alexandra Lewis. I am a tutor for TAN. Today we will be discussing cubic equations. First, the equation is known as x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. The reason why it's a cubic function is because the highest exponent is to the third power, which is a cube. First, by solving this equation, we will group the common like factors, which is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x 12 equals 0. First, we will have to pull out the greatest common factor between these two equations. First, we're going to pull out x squared. The reason why we're pulling out x squared is because x cubed and x squared, both of them have x squared in common because 3, you're going to have is 3 x's, which is known as by x, x, x. And over here for the 3x, you have x, x. So therefore, you have 2 x's in common. So therefore, we're going to pull out x squared, which will leave us x plus 3 minus, next, we're going to pull out a 4. The reason why we're pulling out 4 because we want the groupings to be the same equation for both of them. So we're going to pull out 4. So when we pull out a 4, this will make this an x, and this will make a positive 3. The reason why this 4 becomes the reason why the 12 becomes a 3 because 4 divided by 12 is 3. So therefore we have 4 parentheses x plus 3. As you see, we have x plus 3 on one side, x plus 3 on the other side. In order for this equation to work, you have to have the exact same like groupings. So next we will write down x plus 3. And you're wondering why we still have x squared and minus 4. You're wondering why. What will we use it for? Well, we will group those two, which will give us x squared minus 4. Well, we can't go on until we reduce or simplify the x squared minus 4. This can be broken down into x plus 2, x minus 2. The reason why it's a positive 2 and a negative 2 because of this negative 4. Positive 2 times negative 2 will give us negative 4. So therefore, we will set all of the 3 equations equal to 0. So we will say x plus 3 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. Now we will solve for x. First, we said for this equation, we subtract 3 from both sides. This will give us negative 3. Next, we subtract 2 from both sides, which will give us x equals negative 2. Next, we will add 2 to both sides, which will give us x equals positive 2. As you see, we have 3 answers. And the reason why we have 3 answers is because the highest exponent is x cubed, which is 3. So therefore, you will have 3 answers at the end of this equation. Okay, let's go over it one more time to make sure we have it. The equation is known as the cubic equation. And the reason why it's a cubic equation because the highest exponent is to the third power, which is a cube. So the equation is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. First, we will start off grouping the equation. And we will have x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. Next, we will pull out the greatest common factor between the two of the equations. First, we will pull out x squared. And the reason why we're pulling out x squared first is we have a three x's over here, which is 1, 2, 3. And we have 2 x's over here, it's 1, 2. They have 2 x's in common. So therefore, that's why we pull out x squared. And so when we pull out x squared, we're left with x plus 3. Next, we will pull out a 4. And when we pull out that 4, we're left with x plus 3. The reason why we're left with x plus 3, because if we divide 4 into 12, we will have 3. And the reason why that 3 becomes positive, because if I multiply my negative 4 times 3, I will have negative 12. This will get me back to the original equation. So that's the reason why we pulled out that negative, which that 3 became a positive. And so now we're left with x squared minus 4 on the outside of these equations. We will group these two, so we're left with x squared minus 4. We're not done yet. We have to break down this function right here, x squared minus 4. When we break it down, we get x plus 2, x minus 2. And the reason why we have x, a positive 2, and a negative 2 is because of this negative 4. In order to get a negative number when you multiply, it has to be a positive times a negative, which will give us a negative number. Positive 2 times negative 2 give us negative 4. So therefore, we should have x plus 3, x plus 2, x minus 2. So when we set all three of these equations equal to 0, we have x plus 3. And we have to subtract negative 3 to both sides, which will leave us with x equals negative 3. Next, x plus 2 equals 0. First, we subtract 2 to both sides, which leave us x equals negative 2. Next, we add 2 to both sides, which leave us x equals positive 2. As you see, we have 3 answers. When doing this equation, you have to have 3 answers because of this cubic function. This is a cubic equation. Therefore, you have to have 3 answers. So our answers are x equals negative 3, x equals negative 2, and x equals 2. In closing, we reviewed the cubic equation. I hope this video has helped you out in many ways. Thank you.